Hello everybody, appreciate your time. This is Dante D with Memory Lane. For this brief video right here, we want to talk about the idea of sharing. Now, for most of you who have went to worship today, or maybe you're on your way, you're going to do some sharing regarding letting people know how your loved one's doing for those that are sick, letting people know how your family is doing. Maybe somebody is going back to school. Maybe there could be some people grieving, and you will be letting folks know what's going on. You know, asking for prayer, asking for a phone call, or ideas of encouragement, folks. Here's where I'm going with the conversation. Now, I have partnered up with a local funeral home in the area and multiple locations, folks, and we are sharing some valuable information regarding final planning, regarding pre-planning, okay, putting things on paper for those people, so when that day comes, again, there's no if, but a when, all right? They'll have everything in place, so there is no confusion, there is no chaos. And so we're talking about sharing information, folks. As you go out about your day-to-day and you ask people how they're doing, and you ask them about their kids, because that's usually the polite thing to do, or you ask them about their mother or family members, and the response usually is they're doing okay, all right? And people say that a lot of times just saying it as a knee-jerk reaction. But as we share information, here's one right here. You could share with them the importance of pre-planning, all right? People will usually say things are okay, all right? And they'll ask for prayers. But there's a time where they need important information, so when that day comes, they're not running all over the place. Now, school is back in, and people are going to be out shopping today as they were yesterday and Friday. And many people be looking for the best deals, and a lot of you all will be posting, where can you get the uniform pants for family and for friends and for loved ones? Where can you find the perfect sizes? Where can you find the right color for the specific uniform that your children, grandchildren, and loved ones need? All right, many of you be posting it on Facebook. You'll see it in ads, okay? Maybe you'll get some texts and things like that. You'll be receiving that information because it's the right thing to do, especially when it doesn't cost anybody anything. But here's a question right here. Will you share with them the importance of pre-planning? Would you share with them the importance of putting all their final wishes, putting their memories, and putting their important affairs on paper, so when that day comes, their loved ones isn't left with the burden, there isn't left with unexpected expenses, folks, out-of-pocket expenses? Where you share that with them? Maybe you're in need of one as well, so maybe I'm talking with you all. And of course, I've talked about the idea of putting things off and procrastinating because things look great today. And that's for another subject for another day, folks. But as we talk about sharing important information, a lot of you are sharing some information, and we want this one to be at the top of the list, especially when it doesn't cost anything, folks. Now, again, when you see people at the worship setting or in the store or wherever you may see them, they'll tell you the news on, we're planning for a funeral. But what they don't tell you is they don't know where to get their information from. They don't know where the funds are going to come from. Okay, they don't know who's going to be in charge of what. That's the part they don't talk about because they basically don't know. But for many of you who are leaders in the area, maybe you're one of the ministers, maybe you're someone who cut hair, style hair, own a business of some sort in the area, and you had access to this information, and you do now, wouldn't it be a good idea to share it with the people in the neighborhood, with the people at the church, since you see them anyway, since there's a lot of small talk going on anyway? Wouldn't it be important for them to get this information? Now, I know some of you all are going to say, well, you know what? They may have a plan in place. A lot of times we do some assuming about the person, not knowing. All right. Sometimes we say to ourselves, because I've done it, they're not going to do nothing with the information that I give them. Now, the good book says and talks about many of the prophets and many of the ministers on what will happen if they don't spread the message. All right, we know that they're reprimanded big time for that. Now again, what the person does with it, that's up to them. You'll know that you're free and clear. And in fact, this may involve them not asking you for money on that day. All right, not asking for help out of the blue on that day, folks. Hopefully they can avoid the GoFundMe account and asking everyone, doing things that they know could have been avoided if we just briefly share the information. Will you briefly share the information? Will you share the information just like you would, as I mentioned, people going back to school and looking for specific shirts and specific sizes of pants and shoes, knowing you know where the answer will? Will you have a heart, or will you say to yourself, I have the information and I'm not sharing it? I don't think people would do that, the second part that I mentioned. Now, if it doesn't cost anything, I'm pretty sure if you are aware of it, you would do it. And so I'm asking for you to share the information. People who look up to you, people who need a sense of encouragement, folks, just a few minutes of your time sharing them the information, letting them know that you have something very, very important for them, folks. All right, forgetting about whatever they have going on, not thinking that they won't receive it because of school, not thinking that they're too busy, but just forgetting and letting go all the head trash. Because I can promise you, if that day came today, and it might, they will be in need of this information. All right, the things that they are doing, they will put it out on the back burner unless they're going to leave their loved ones sitting out lifeless, breathless. People don't do that, do they? The things that are important, they prioritize right away. If you can save them 10, 15, 20 hours, even days, getting all this information that they will need, and they can do it less than an hour, and why wouldn't they? Hopefully this helps, folks. Again, if you found the channel very, very beneficial, hopefully you hit that subscribe button. If you found it important, you hit that like button. If you found the information very, very vital, and you know someone can use this in your family, you know people can use this at your local congregation, people you see out in the community each and every day, will you share it with them? It takes only a few seconds to hit that share button. Thank you so much, folks.